The first headline, guys. Kristin Cavallari denies fling with Kourtney Kardashian's man. Okay, so obviously it's talking about Scott Disick.
Kristin Cavallari isn't mincing words when it comes to Scott Disick and the Kardashians. The Hills alum put Scott on blast in a big way on the November 26th episode of her Let's Be Honest podcast, taking the time to read out an alleged DM she claims Scott, who shares Mason, Penelope, and Reign with ex-Kourtney Kardashian, recently sent her after she's been ripping on the fucking Kardashians on recent podcast episodes.
So if you guys listen to the podcast the last month or so, I've been ripping on the fucking Kardashians, okay? Haven't held back. Well, what interesting timing that I get a DM on Instagram from Scott fucking Disick. And I'm going to read it to you guys. And I'm going to read it to you guys because I don't give a flying fuck anymore. They fucked with me for these many years, and you don't get to just do this.
Calling it the most manipulative DM, Kristin proceeded to read out the alleged message in question.
Guys, this is classic textbook manipulation control bullshit. Okay, this is what it says. Hey! 3 exclamation points. It's been such a long time. It's crazy. Kind of crazy that our lives are also ended up being kind of similar. I feel like it would be so good to see you and catch up and just talk about the stress and all the different things you gotta go through with kids and changing your life around over and over. Really miss you though, and wish I would have reached out earlier. Just been so busy trying to be the best dad I can be. I don't have time for much, but trying to think about myself a little bit again, or trying anyway. Hope to hear from you. Just text me so it's easier to chat.
But Kristin wasn't buying Lord Disick's message.
I miss you. Oh, Scott, you miss me after 17 years? No, that timing is not lost on me. That as I'm ripping on the Kardashians, calling them out for shit, now they want to send in Scott.
She added that the thought Scott's message was part of the family's attempt to try to silence and control you. Kristin also reflected on a 2008 incident when she was rumored to have hooked up with Scott while he was on a break from his then-girlfriend Kourtney.
I had known Scott forever. I mean, honestly, probably since I was 18 or so, just being in LA. We ran in the same group of friends. A lot of my friends knew Scott, so I knew Scott. We used to party together. We used to hang out all the time. Nothing ever happened between us. And then he started dating Kourtney. That was how I met Kourtney, was through Scott. Kourtney and I became really good friends, and I really loved Kourtney. We had so much fun together. I mean, I liked her a lot.
But after Kristin spent the night out with Scott and some other guy friends in Las Vegas while he and Kourtney were split, rumors came out that they had hooked up.
And we went out, we had a great time. Nothing happened. I was never alone with Scott. Not even for one fucking minute was I ever alone with Scott. Okay, next morning, wake up, I think it was that said Scott and I hooked up in Vegas. And I'm like, what the fuck? Who would, like, how do they even come up with this stuff? But Stu was like, I know for a fact Scott is the one who told. And I can't remember exactly, but like how it was worded, Stu and I both were like, oh my God, it's 100% Scott that did this to get Kourtney back, to piss off Kourtney.
The alleged tactic worked, and Scott and Kourtney later reunited, effectively ending Kristin's friendship with Kourtney.
And I remember talking to Kourtney, being like, Kourtney, you know nothing happened. And what she said to me was, well, I don't know. I have sisters, and I would just never put myself in that situation. And I was like, okay. So she just sort of wanted a reason to, I think, not be friends with me anymore.